Hi guys, welcome to my channel all about food. My name is Sayali Habde and today's video is going to be on 3 different types of penne pastas. Let's start with the basic white sauce, and for that we require 15 grams of flour, 30 grams of butter and half a liter milk. In a deegchi, I have added the half liter milk and simultaneously I have kept a small kadhai to make the sauce. The range on which the black kadhai is kept is the smallest amongst the four, so the time required to make the roux is almost equivalent to the time taken for the milk to come to a boil. Once the kadhai is heated, I add 30 grams of butter to it. Once the butter is properly melted, I add 15 grams of flour to it and whisk it till no lumps are formed. Since the ratio of butter is more, the formation of lumps is almost negligible. Keep cooking the roux till a blonde color is achieved and the roux has obtained a nutty flavor. Normally, the standard ratio of roux, that is flour to butter, is supposed to be 1:1 and the sauce obtained by it is really thick. So the ratio of flour to butter that I have considered is 1:2, that is 1 part of flour and 2 parts of butter, in order for the sauce to obtain a dosa batter like consistency. Once the roux has attained a blonde color and the milk has come to a boil, I then add the milk to the roux and keep mixing slowly till all the lumps have dissolved. Once everything is properly mixed, keep cooking the sauce on a slow flame for at least 10 minutes or until it gets a little thick. Now, in order to check if the sauce is thick enough, just dip the spoon in the sauce, and if it gets a thick coat of the sauce, then the sauce is ready. Strain the sauce using a fine mesh and strain it while it's still hot. Also, please note that the sauce tends to thicken once it starts cooling. You can also cover the strained sauce with a cling film directly touching the top surface of the sauce in order to avoid the formation of skin. But as I'm directly making the dish, I did not do that. To cook the pasta, in a vessel I have added a saucepan full of water. And to the water, I have added 2 teaspoons of salt. Make sure that the salt bath is like a sea water. It needs to be salty. The pasta won't absorb excess salt, but it requires enough salt to flavor itself. Do not add oil to the water, as it is a complete waste of resource. Once the water comes to a boil, I then add 200 grams of penne and cook it exactly for 8 minutes. This 8 minutes cooks the pasta al dente, which means to the tooth. Always add pasta only after the water has come to a boil. If added earlier, it ruins the texture of the pasta. Keep mixing the pasta at regular intervals in order to avoid sticking of the pasta to the bottom of the vessel. After 8 minutes, turn off the flame and remove the pasta immediately. Do not wash the pasta under running water as I do not want to stop the cooking process of the pasta. As this video is meant for Indian palate, let it cook for another 2-3 minutes on its own heat. Do not throw away the water as well. Keep the water aside. I then drizzle some olive oil to the cooked pasta to avoid sticking of the penne to each other. The ingredients that I'm using for making the pasta dishes are very simple and are easily found in our kitchen. I have made sure that the ingredients that are used for making these 3 dishes are same. That is olive oil, chopped garlic, chopped onion and a few green capsicum. The rest may vary depending on the flavors of the sauce. Let's start with our first dish, which is Penne in Saffron Sauce. Well, on medium flame, on one range I have kept the reserved pasta water and in another range I have kept a non-stick pan. For the saffron sauce, I have taken few strands of saffron, which is also called as kesar, and added roughly around 2 tablespoons of the hot pasta water and covered it with a plate so that the heat brings out the color and flavor from saffron. Meanwhile, on a medium flame, I have added roughly about 1 tablespoon of olive oil to the non-stick pan. Once the oil gets heated, I add 1 teaspoon of chopped garlic and 1 tablespoon of chopped onion and cook it till it becomes translucent. Once the onions are translucent, I add the big cubes of green capsicum and saute it. Do not cook the capsicum, let it have a crunchy texture. To this, I add 2 ladles of white sauce. Now you know why I have kept the consistency of the sauce like a dosa batter. Once the sauce is heated, I season it with little salt. Please note that the saffron water already has salt, so use very little salt. Add the saffron infused water to the white sauce and mix everything properly. Add the pasta water to adjust the consistency of the sauce. To the sauce, I add 1 diced Amul processed cheese. Since the sauce is hot, the cheese melts beautifully. Now I add the cooked pasta. As the pasta is already cooked, I just need to heat it. As the cheese starts melting, it absorbs the moisture content from the sauce. Thus, I add more water to maintain the consistency of the sauce. Mix everything properly. The pasta is ready to be served. This pasta has a yellow tinge and a mild flavor from the saffron. This is one of my favorite pasta. Coming on to our second dish, which is penne in lemon sauce. On a medium flame, in a non-stick pan, I have added a tablespoon of olive oil. Once the oil gets heated, I then add the chopped onion and chopped garlic. I saute them till they become translucent. Once the onion and the garlic gets cooked, I add the green capsicum and lightly saute them. I again add 2 ladles of white sauce and mix everything properly. Add very little salt as the pasta water and the cheese has adequate seasoning of salt. Lemon sauce is basically an Alfredo sauce which then gets flavored with some fresh lemon juice. To the white sauce, I add penne and a diced cheese cube and combine everything properly by adjusting the texture of the sauce by adding sufficient pasta water. Once everything is properly mixed, I turn off the flame and add fresh cream in order to avoid splitting of the cream. I mix the cream properly in the sauce and then I turn on the flame. You can also add cream in the saffron sauce. Fresh cream is completely optional. It just improves the texture of the pasta. Once the pasta is ready, turn off the flame and squeeze half a lemon and mix immediately. Even though lemon is acidic in nature, as the roux contains flour, it prevents the sauce from splitting. Penne and lemon sauce is ready to be served. Also, you can see that the sauce did not split and has a smooth finish. Now, coming on to our third dish, which is penne aglio olio, which means oil and garlic. For this dish, we might not require the pasta water, but I have still kept it. This time, in a non-stick pan, I have added 2 tablespoons of olive oil and sauteed 1 tablespoon each of chopped onion and garlic, as this dish requires more quantity of olive oil and garlic. I have also added the green capsicum. Cook this dish on a high flame. Add the chili flakes and mix everything properly. Add the cooked penne and toss everything properly. I have also added some sliced black olives for some flavor. Once everything is tossed, I finish the pasta with some olive oil. I then season it with salt and a few holy tulsi leaves instead of basil leaves. These pasta recipes are not authentic but are altered to the Indian palate and also according to the ingredients that are available on a local level. Aglio olio is ready to be served. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Do subscribe to my channel and like and share this video.